Thank you, David, for being with us.
Great to be here.
So first of all, I would like to know a little bit about smart technologies. So which kind of products do you do and which market do you operate?
You bet. So we're a 25-year-old company. We've been developing interactive whiteboards, which have ended up in school systems all over the world, including in Spain, over the last 10 or 20 years. Those products are used primarily in the classroom environment, but today we're talking about some products that are being used more in the business environment.
And which kind of advance do you see in a classroom where a whiteboard, an interactive whiteboard is used?
So I think if we went back 150 years, we would have seen blackboards being used a lot. And so what we're trying to do is update that capability in the classroom environment, but tied to a computer so that all of the internet available information becomes available. You're able to save information and make it available for all the school children. We're trying to take that same idea now into the business world and say, you know, business works globally. People need to connect wherever they are in the world with other product teams. And so that's a little bit of where we are today and where we see the world going.
And as I have seen, you also work with the military.
Yes, very much all over the world. I think probably our single largest customer would be the military, primarily for training, but also for maps and be able to understand strategy and where things might go.
And you introduced today 2 new products. Can you tell me a little bit more about them?
2 new products. One very similar to an interactive whiteboard product that we've been shipping for the last 20 years or so. This new one, though, is going to utilize a new camera-based technology that is at the corner of the interactive whiteboard and be able to detect touch.
Oh, wow.
And by doing that, it's more like an iPad on the wall.
Oh, wow.
So get that idea. So you and I can write at the same time. We can manipulate objects and work together. So that's the first product. Then we've taken the same cameras and turned it into a direct view display product. So a large 70-inch LCD product with lots of new capabilities, some new software we're announcing at the same time for collaboration back and forth.
And you mentioned before Spain. Which kind of products and operations do you have back in the Spanish market?
So we've been shipping products into Spain for more than 10 years. This year we've shipped between 10 and 20,000 smartboards into Spain, so it's a significant market for us. A lot of those are in classrooms, but we also have customers such as Real Madrid, which we're very proud to be able to see how they're using that. But also an energy company used for the National School for the Blind, the National Railway, a number of government agencies. So pretty broad in terms of where the use is of the products.
And Smart Technologies went public not a couple of months ago.
In the summertime.
Yeah, and I would like for you to do kind of an analysis. How had the company changed since it went public, and which are the objectives going towards the future?
So the company hasn't changed in many ways. We've been a private company for more than 20-odd years, as I said, but we've been preparing to go public for quite a few years now. Intel was an investor in the company in 1992, and they demanded that we look more like a public company would look like. Well, we have an outside board, have always had that type of governance, I guess. We're a fairly large company, more than $648 million last year, US dollars in terms of revenue. So it's an unusual size of technology company to go public. So a lot of things stayed the same. On the other hand, we're out here telling the story here in Times Square, and I think that's a huge advantage for the company going forward. We now have some major corporations who, when they ask us as a private company, who are you? We don't know what your financials are like. Now we're a public company. It's very easy for them to understand who we are and where we might be from a financial viewpoint.
And just a last question, maybe this kind of exposure, it's going to bring some offerings. How do you see the future in that way?
Well, there's so many possibilities for the company. That's the most amazing thing for the company where it is right now. You know, we invented touch technology for a very large surface, and yet we were probably one of the few companies doing touch surfaces. We're only the few companies in the early days doing pen computing. And now that's becoming a hot area, and people want to see more and more of that collaboration, another area which we're very excited about working with Microsoft and Cisco and other companies doing unified communications. So it's a very exciting time for the company.
So thank you, David, for your time.
Thank you very much.